assignments from last semester people did for this, just to get you inspired. This is by no means the only way of doing this assignment. So you see here, you have a circle, and if you hold it down, the opacity kind of changes, or it's based on speed, right? Circle following it, and if we look at the code, if you press any key, then the color changes to blue. Nice. Something happens when you move your mouse, something happens when you press a key. Here's another one. Cool. It has handy dandy directions. So it says drag your mouse to draw, hold your mouse key and drag if you want to erase anything. Let's see, how do I hold? Drag. And then reset the page by pressing any key on the keyboard. So since I'm on a Mac, I don't. There may be a difference between left mouse button and right mouse button. Maybe that's how I erase, but I don't think I can get it working right now. Okay, so that's neat. Can you change color at all? No, but each time it looks like the color is random. So that time I got a green, here I got kind of a yellowish color, orange. And this time I got another brown, okay? So here, this person had fun. So through the usage of some HTML code, which you're welcome to explore, we have, what did she do? Okay, so she looked into this, and now we're pressing keys, and you can get different images to appear of favorite shows of the students. Yeah. So this student used a lot of stuff that I won't be teaching, but you're welcome to explore. And really, what's important is down here. Notice if you click on the box or click on the key, it changes color. So the bottom part met all my assignment objectives. This image selector was just for their own fun. Okay, you can do that too. Here you have, notice a pattern that follows your mouse, which is neat. And let's see what else it does. If the mouse is pressed, it changes color. Nice. Otherwise, it's blue. If I chose, yep, it's always this purple. And it follows it. If I press a key, notice the outlines change. And if I release the key, it stays like this. Neat. I think there's purposeful delay in this, so we'll encounter frame rate if we want to change that. Ah, this is nice. We have a thing that follows our mouse. Notice that if you move it very fast, it can't keep up. Let's see what else there is. If you press the left arrow, color changes. Right arrow. Okay, so it changes color if you press the left arrow. If you press the right arrow, it goes back to white. And if you press the down arrow, it turns a darker variation of the gray. And if you press up, it turns even darker. Let's see, use the arrow keys to move the circle. Where is the circle? Oh, this person has a very big canvas. So later, you use this kind of movement. Notice I can also go diagonal. So I'm pressing up and right, down and left to get these diagonal pieces. You will build on these ideas later when we work on our first real game in Tron. R makes it red. Yep, there it is, being red, being controlled by the arrow keys. G for green. Notice the circle turned green. Pretty neat. So this one definitely gets 4 out of 4. Most of the other assignments do 2. Some of them, the rather simple one with grayscale, possibly 3.5 or 3. And you have a bunch of other colors. We have white. That kind of gets the eraser effect. If I press 0, I get a random color. If you hold it, you get a bunch of different random colors. Ooh. And I find that once you know how to do random colors, there really isn't any going back from there. Look at this. Wow. I can stare at this all day. Okay, if that happens to me, then you get full credit. So with this, notice this code was done in code.org. Also, fine, all my assignments can be done in code.org. And if this suits you, then by all means, do it on here. So if I press red, it changes to a red key. Notice I have to hold it. If I press G, it turns into green circles. B for blue, Y for yellow. And if I release, it turns back to gray. Yeah, so this follows the mouse. This accomplishes everything in the assignment. Okay, so that's enough as examples. The new thing you should pay attention to is, oh, let me show you the demo I had. So those first few examples didn't make use of symmetry. And through a little bit of symmetry, you get some pretty neat results. So let me see if I can find my assignments from that long ago. Okay, nope, 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 counting. Yes, so we will explore 3D shapes eventually. And I think that's in time for back to school night. Where is it? I think it's a blank. Ah, this one. So notice in this example, if I click and hold, you have a use of symmetry. The colors also change periodically over and over again, but notice how it's mirrored 4 ways. So if you experiment with that, you get some pretty nice shapes. Yeah, it goes from dark red to black, and then it goes back up to bright red, and then it changes gradually. The outline stays blue to kind of give it that extra dimensional piece to it. And notice the background isn't redrawn again. Like in shape patterns, if you didn't redraw your background, you get some pretty neat effects. So as you're exploring through this assignment this week, we still use if statements. You're going to use a lot of variables, and to help you kind of get these specific behaviors with the mouse or the keyboard, in the assignment prompt, there's a bunch of helpful variables for you. These are built into p5.js, so figure out how they work, look in the reference, explore how they work, copy and paste some code to borrow from it. And if you want to stay in GameLab has its own set of keys that behave something differently. Here they are. And yeah, that's the first part of today's lecture, explaining the assignment. I have to do some revisions, do some quiz grading, and hopefully you'll get it back by the end of the block, because I'm sure you're... Okay.